What's up, everybody? Shampoo here, Anime Central. Guys, we're about to get into the Attack on Titan episode 15 impressions. Well, before we get into that, guys, first I want to say I've been a little busy this week. It's why I couldn't put up another video before this one and everything. I have been watching Hunter x Hunter, and yeah, I would have had my video for that already, but you know, expect that sometime soon. And a few other things, we're gonna start putting this thing really into gear here really soon. And just like I told y'all before, One Piece was kind of just the beginning. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into Attack on Titan episode 15. Anyways, episode 15 starts off with pretty much the Levy squad, alright? Or Levi squad, for those of y'all that ain't all about names. To me's Levy. They're going ahead, they're heading towards the old Survey Corps HQ. And this place is pretty much just like a castle. It was like remodeled and everything. And the reason why they don't use it no more is because that it's been like, it's so far away from the walls, the river and shit. So they pretty much just kind of used it. They used it then, and then they, you know, say, you know what, we ain't using it no more. And now they're actually going there now to actually shape it up and everything and use that as their headquarters now for the time being, because of Eren and, you know, his Titan powers and such, so that he can be contained and he's away from anyone else to provide any type of threat and stuff. So as they're on their way there, fucking Levy is staring at Eren hard as shit, yo, hard as fuck, son. And you got your boy Oluo, whatever, right? He's on the horse right next to Eren, just talking to him, letting them know about where they're going and shit. And then he gets close to Eren, son, and then his goddamn horse trips up. He bites the shit out of his tongue, son. He was just talking. He was like, oh, shit. Like, that shit looked like it hurt like a bitch, yo. I mean, he couldn't control that shit. That was nothing but weight, tooth weight. Right on his tongue, son, just fucking his whole shit up. That blood just went everywhere. Then they got there and Petra was like, shit, I wish you would have just bit your whole goddamn tongue off. You know what I'm saying? Do nothing but boasting all the time. And and Eren goes ahead and starts breaking down everybody. It was like Eldo, Petra, Oluo, of course, him, and of course Levy was there and stuff. But anyways, we get into the actual HQ, and they're cleaning it up and everything. They're trying to just reshape it up so it's actually kind of livable and stuff. So they're cleaning the whole place up, and it turns out that Eren is actually going to be in the goddamn basement. This motherfucker is going to have to sleep in the fucking basement and shit. That's where he's going to have to be, and that was pretty much kind of like the guidelines that he had to agree to actually come with them. So his ass getting stuck in the goddamn basement, son. And he's like, damn, man. Like, he's kind of like, okay. So Petra actually gets to talking to Eren, and she tells him that Captain Erwin is actually the person that brought fucking Levy in, son. And this is another reason why I call him Levy, son. Because he was a gangster, yo, yes! This man was a gangster, I knew it, I said it from the beginning, son, this dude was a gangster. I could tell it's by looking at him, son. You don't gotta, you don't look like that unless you mean mugging, yo. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker got cold eyes, cold heart, no soul, it just is what it is. This motherfucker handle business, this dude was fucking pretty bloody gangster underground, son. So that's why I call him Levy. That's why I call him Two Blades, yo. Two hands, two blades, and it's where it work. But anyways, he gets back up there and says, Eren, you gotta get your ass back out there, back down there and clean that shit up. Like, that shit's unsatisfactory, you little bitch. So he makes Eren do his job all over again. Okay? So it goes from daytime to nighttime and everything, and they're all kind of sitting at the table after everything's done, and they're, you know, they're kind of just talking about several things. They're talking about how there's going to be like this expedition that's going to be happening pretty soon that's going to go beyond the walls and stuff, and they're planning on taking actual, like, this year's graduates with them as well. And Eren's like, oh shit, like, okay, like this is definitely something new, like something big's about to happen. And what happens is that Hanji basically comes in to It comes to where they're at, and to the HQ, and she's there to ask Eren for his assistance with the experiments that she's going to be doing tomorrow with these two titans that they caught in the previous attack on the walls. And she basically, like, he's like, well, that's not really up to me, that's up to Levy. And Levy's like, hey, he's cleaning the courtyard tomorrow. And then she's like, okay, so you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much saying, okay, you're gonna help me. And so he gets to the point where he's curious. He's like, well, what am I gonna be doing? Can you tell me about these experiments, and what am I gonna be doing? And then the guys are like, you know what? Don't ask, you don't want to know, and shit like that. So she sits down, is about to tell him, and everybody else leaves the fucking room. You know what I'm saying? And Eren's just sitting down there with Hanji and shit. And she starts breaking it down. She starts talking about how the experiments were, that there are these two titans. She called one of them Sunny and the other one Beam. And she pretty much started off like she talks to them like they're regular people, in a sense, like, and they're all fucking like strapped up in shackles and ropes and shit. They got like nails driven into them into the ground and shit. And I was like, god damn, y'all motherfuckers like got these motherfuckers on lock. One of them was like lying flat on the floor with his own head, like trying to bite at her and shit, like, ah, you know what I'm saying, trying to bite her shit off. And I'm like, okay. And then the other one's just sitting there, he can't move for damn. He's like, god damn, motherfucker, like, at least let me move my goddamn neck, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't move for shit, yo. But she does these experiments. Like, first she takes away the sunlight, and she found out that like the sun actually gives them kind of strength, and when you take it away a little bit afterwards, they start to like lose their strength, in a sense, and they start getting a little bit weaker and a little bit like less kind of energized and stuff. It happened to one sooner than the other, and then after that she started doing like this pain test, and while she was doing it, to see like their pain threshold, like she's sitting there screaming like, ah, ah, like just going crazy and shit, and she's like crying and fucking screaming like for them as she's like stabbing them in the eye and all this shit. I'm like, god damn, yo, you are going hard on this shit, like overboard. This chick crazy as shit. Yo, this crazy ass bitch. And the dude comes up to her like, look, you don't need to scream. And she's like, why not? Like, I was like, god damn. And then she's like stabbing him shit. She's like, Sonny, bear the pain, bear through it, you can do it. I'm like, damn, like, really? Really, bitch? Really? Like, okay. And then like Eren's hearing this shit like, oh my god, like, this bitch is fucking crazy. And I'm thinking the same thing, like, this bitch is fucking insane. Like, what the fuck is up with this chick? So she ends up telling them all these different experiments and stuff, and then one thing actually kind of clicks to me, and I'm gonna get to this at the end. She starts talking about like, well, Eren, he gets a little bit more intrigued, and what happens is that he actually gets to the point where he's like, you know what, I'm with a whole bunch of madmen. Like, everybody seems like they're kind of like a little crazy, but at the same time, you know, they're the Survey Corps and all this shit and stuff. So he's like, you know what, I want you to tell me everything. I want you to tell me all these experiments and all this stuff. You know, I want to know as much as, you know, kind of, in a sense. So she pretty much starts breaking everything down, and he asks her like, why do you look at them without hatred? You know what I'm saying? Why you look at them without hate? And then she says, well, I used to be like everybody else. I did at a time, until one day she just happened, you know, she kicked a Titan's head that was actually severed off, and she found out that it was extremely light. It was almost impossibly light. Like, it was light as a feather, you know. Same thing with the arm. The arm's extremely light and stuff. And she basically gets to the point that these things, with how they are, they honestly shouldn't even be able to walk. And, you know, with how they're actually structured. And, you know, and that's when she starts going through the whole thing. And she actually talks the entire night, throughout the entire night, to Eren, all the way to the goddamn morning and shit. Eren just sitting there fucking tired of shit, yo. And then she's still talking like, yeah, okay, and now we're gonna bring in my hypothesis. I'm like, holy shit, yo. And everyone's like, I think, you know. And then while he's saying that, man, fucking the soldier just comes in. It's like, Hanji, you're here. And then he goes ahead and says, hey, he tells her that both of the Titans that they captured that she was really attached to are dead. So they jet out of there, man, and Hanji is crying her ass off. Like, she was crying and screaming and shit, like she just lost her 2 kids, like her actual kids. And that's kind of how she kind of sees them. Like, she's like that much attached to them and shit. And like everybody around is like, okay, like what the fuck? And you know, you can hear some people talking and they're like, hey, we don't know who did this. We know that it was some soldiers or whatever, and they got away with their 3D maneuver gear and shit, but we don't know who it is. So Levy's like, you know what? He's talking to Aaron, like, you know what? We're gonna leave this up to the police. Let's go. So as they're about to go, fucking Erwin comes up to Aaron right behind him, and he was like, do you see it? Do you see what the real enemy is? And then Aaron's like, what the fuck? And then Erwin's like, you know what? My bad, I didn't mean to ask such an odd question. And he turns around and leaves, and Aaron turns around looking at him like, hold on, what the fuck was that all about? Like he noticed something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much kind of where it ended right there. Now I want to get into something, because I felt that this episode definitely shed a lot of light and reassurance on things, particular things I've said in the past. And I know it's some things that y'all most likely probably been thinking as well. Now, I don't read the manga, so I don't know exactly like what's happening there. But as far as these episodes go, from what I've been taking in, it seems as if these things, and I've said it before, that I think these things are just kind of being manufactured. You know, whether it's by a person or a group of people, a faction, a cult, whatever the case may be. I mean, just look at the way Aaron kind of becomes a Titan. You know, it's almost to a point that it's like biological in a sense. You know, because you know just by what Hanji was explaining, like these things, they're light as feathers. You know what I'm saying? Like she just kicked a dismembered head, and it was like almost like kicking nothing. The arm, like lifting it was almost like lifting fucking nothing. It doesn't make sense. And she even said, like, these things shouldn't even be able to walk. You know, they have these proportions that make absolutely no sense. And they're basically like puppets. They're fucking puppets that are driven to kill only one target. Obviously, there's someone that is making them target them. It's not some type of deity. It's not a god. You know, it's nothing like that. It is something a man has made. You know what I'm saying? It is a man-made thing. It's nothing spiritual. It's not like it's some fucking beast or it's some fucking forest spirit that's like, you know what, humans, I want you to get out of my fucking forest. No, I think this is something like that is biological. You know what I'm saying? Something that's going on there. It's very scientific what's going on that is making this happen. Like, I'll even say to the extent that they could even be forcibly making people into these Titans, even if they don't necessarily want to be these Titans, to actually eradicate what's going on. Like, I mean, I'm kind of just going, I'm going to kind of, I'm kind of branching out there with this, but I think that what I'm saying kind of makes sense of what could possibly really happen and where I think this is kind of going. Because from everything that she said, you know, these things, the only thing that kind of doesn't really make sense to me too much is the fact that if you take away the sunlight from them, they don't really have like that energy no more. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the only thing. Because if this is something that is being created by someone, you know, usually it would be something that doesn't require any type of like power base or something. Unless, you know, that's just the key, and the back of their necks is kind of the area where they receive that. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of keeps them going. But you know, that's kind of my breakdown of what's going on here. You know, because they don't feel no pain. They don't need to eat. They don't need to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put them in any position whatsoever. They won't scream. They won't yell. They'll just try to attack you. They'll just try to eat you. They don't give a fuck about deers or bears or antelopes. They don't give a fuck about shit. They have no reproductive organs whatsoever. They have no organs, period. They're just walking around fucking killing humans. And I'm just like, okay, something is making you. Like I said, whether it's one person, a group of people, or whatever. And I have a strong belief that Aaron's dad knows something about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows something. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is, but he knows something. And it's exactly why this motherfucker ain't around. Like, he's just not there. And I really want to know what's going on here, because I think that's where this is leading to. I think it's leading to them eventually going on this expedition and finding something very critical about something, you know. And like I said, whether it's these people or whatever, like, making people into these Titans forcibly, or I don't know, like, something's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's these different class of Titans. So wouldn't it kind of make sense to, like, I don't know, like, let's say, I mean, I'm going on, like I said, I was kind of thinking about this after this episode. Let's say you were somebody that had a grudge against humanity or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know how anime is, like, oh, humans should be wiped off the face of the earth, like, all this shit. You know, what if you were a person like that, God fucking forbid, and all you had to do was just stack up on a supply of people. You know what I'm saying? Just teenagers, fucking kids, adults, whatever. You inject them with this shit and say go, and these motherfuckers just go and just run shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's very kind of possible for what's going on here. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gonna get done talking, but I strongly believe that these things are being made by someone or a group of people or some shit like that. I don't think it's something being drawn from the damn heavens or something like that or whatever. But anyways, guys, I'm Shampoo, Anime Central. I'm gonna get back to y'all really soon. Thanks for watching as always. Do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Anime Central, anime comes to life. Peace.